Namaskar ji, welcome to another episode of Spiritual Awakening with Kismatkarma. My name is Dr. Aarti Jangra and I bring before you Spiritual Awakening with Kismatkarma. Now, it's really important to understand that in these Spiritual Awakening shows, I share with you some knowledge, some information that could help you and possibly help others around you as well. So please remember to like and share these videos as much as you can, and spread this knowledge, spread this spiritual information, because there's a lack of the correct knowledge out there, and there's a lack of the correct information out there. And because of that lack, a lot of people unfortunately get stuck into negative energy cycles, and whenever they try to escape black magic, or when they try to escape negative energies or entities around them, they end up meeting a black magic practitioner, a dark energy practitioner, and that person then unfortunately uses more negative energy to counter the negative energy, and negative energy just attracts further negative energy. So before they know it, they're stuck in that spiral and they're stuck in that loop literally forever. And it feels like it's impossible to get out, or it's impossible to escape. So today I'm going to be sharing with you some symptoms of black magic. Now, if you feel that you are affected, and if you feel that you are suffering with some of the symptoms of black magic, then definitely do get in touch with me as fast as you can. My number is at the bottom of the screen, which is 0783202939. Alternatively, you can book your spiritual energy reading online. Now, that is the reading I would recommend that you book for yourself if you are experiencing any of the symptoms. Obviously, if they are linked to your health, your well-being, then speak to your doctor, speak to your GP. If they're linked to your finances, and you feel, oh, maybe I should speak to my accountant, then speak to the right professional of the right field. But if they can't make any sense of what's going on, then definitely seek spiritual guidance, spiritual help, and I'll do my absolute best to help you in every way that I can. Now, there are so many symptoms, and they come in different categories, and I'll share them with you as well, depending on how strong the negative energy is around you, how strong the dense energy is around you. Now, black magic is known as black magic if we say it in the English language. Otherwise, it's called jadoo, tuna, totke. All of these are different names, different words, different phrases that are used to describe the same thing, which is basically negative energy that is being forcefully sent your way. So somebody else manipulating your energy, and somebody else manipulating your energy and sending that negative energy your way. That's what it essentially is. So if you feel that you are a victim of this negative energy attack, then definitely do get in touch with me. I'll do my best to help you in every way that I can. Now, some of the basic symptoms of this negative energy are things like when you sense that people around you are avoiding you, you feel ignored, you feel avoided, and you feel very isolated. That's one of the basic symptoms of negative energy. Another symptom is that you constantly feel there's conflicts going on around you. There's fights, arguments, literally quarrels out of nowhere, for no reason. So, arising out of nothing. So literally at 1 second, everybody's quiet, everybody's peacefully, calmly, sitting down quietly, or the next minute it's World War III in your house, and you can't find out like where the problem is or what's happened. It can even happen in your workplace, where all of a sudden an argument or a disagreement erupts, and all of a sudden it's just randomly everything's just your fault. So you can never set a foot right. You can never say a right word. No matter what you do, it's not good enough. It's always going to be seen in a negative light. Another symptom is that, with these constant quarrels and fights appearing for no reason, even your good intentions are then misunderstood. So people misunderstand you. They don't take you seriously. They don't like to be around you. They don't like to be associated with you because of these misunderstandings that arise. And that could also affect not just your works, your colleagues, but also your personal relationships as well. So even in your relationships, there'll be issues, there'll be fighting, arguments. You can fight with your spouse, with your children, with your parents. with your friends, with your neighbors, and before you know it, it's like everybody's got a problem with you. Everybody's trying to create some sort of a problem with you. And you're thinking, what have I done wrong? Why are people being like this to me? But for some reason, it just seems like anything that you do is just being misunderstood and is being taken as a negative by others. Another symptom would be that your income becomes blocked. So it's almost like no matter how much you try to earn, no matter how much you try to save, it's just not working. Even if you're trying to, look at different sort of financial prospects, you're looking for different job opportunities, work opportunities, it's almost as if like all the doors are closing before you. You're trying to open new doors for yourself, but it's just not happening. And also another thing that you will notice, one of the other symptoms are that even your friends, your relatives, your co-workers, they would stop believing you, they will stop trusting you, and they would start turning against you. Now, these are very basic symptoms of negative energy, of black magic. So if you are even suffering with the basic symptoms and you feel that you've been suffering with them for quite a while or a number of years, you definitely need to get help. Now, these symptoms can affect us on different levels. So the symptoms that I've just described now, these are, I would say, social symptoms that you'll notice with other people in relation to your social environment, around what's happening around you. So with your relationships with others and in your material world, you'll notice that these problems are occurring, these problems are happening. But what you also need to notice is that with black magic, dark energy, it affects you on all different levels. So it affects your mind, your body, and your soul. So now we're going to be looking at the mind level or the mind-body level symptoms that can occur. So some of those symptoms could be that your dreams are interrupted. So all of a sudden you're having a nice dream and randomly something very negative appears in your dream and you end up having nightmares. Or what happens is that your dreams are completely blocked. So some people, they'll say, Artiji, we don't dream at all. We didn't dream about anything. Some people suffer with insomnia, so your sleep's interrupted, you have broken sleep. Some people that do dream, they often dream of like water, they dream of like dead bodies, dead people, dirt they see in their dream, like dirty blocked drains, blocked toilets. They need to use the toilet or they need to use the bathroom and they can't find anywhere. They dream of falling, they dream of animals, they dream of reptiles. And sometimes they have dreams of a very sexual nature, as if something or someone is trying to seduce them, and that could be another negative energy symptom as well. Now, if you see people that have passed away in your dream, like dead people in your dream, or people being murdered or killed, that's also a symptom of this negative energy. Some people, suddenly wake up in cold sweats, they wake up in fear, they wake up shaking, and it's so difficult for them to go back to sleep again because of the types of dreams that they have. And it also causes headaches as well, so severe headaches. Another sort of physical sort of a symptom is that you'll have chronic fatigue and also weakness as well. So it's almost like not that you're lazy, that you don't want to work or you don't want to do anything, but it's like you can't do anything. Like you literally, it feels as if your body's made out of iron. Even when you're lying down in bed, and even if you're trying to sleep, it would feel like your body's made out of iron, and just moving or just turning or tossing on the bed, like even that would take so much effort and energy, and it's almost like you just can't, because you feel like your body's made out of iron or lead when you're lying down. That's a lot of weight on your soul. So that's definitely a strong symptom of dark energy around you. Also, another symptom would be where you self-reflect on your life, or a person self-reflects on their life and they think nothing's working for me, nothing's happening, and you start thinking negative. You start thinking that nothing's right, nothing's ever going to go right, and you just feel very like you're just not interested in life anymore. You feel very hopeless, and you know, this is where it comes into you know, feeling depressed and depression as well. Some people will have mood swings, and they'll have irrational behavior. All of a sudden you'll be okay, and all of a sudden you feel very angry, very critical of other things around you, other people around you. So you're not only critical of others around you, but sometimes you're critical of yourself without realizing it. And you think, why am I really demeaning myself? Why am I putting myself down? But you end up putting yourself down. It's because everything else is going around, that's going on around you. It makes you feel, you know, stuck, and it makes you feel as if like you can't do anything. So it makes a person feel useless. They feel like no matter what you do, what you try, it's just not good enough. It's not working. So you feel that negativity growing and expanding. And now another thing that will happen with this is that some people feel that their mouth becomes really dry, especially at night time. So they'll get very thirsty at night time, or their hunger starts growing in the evening especially. So all day you can go without food or water and you'll be absolutely fine. But in the evening after sunset, all of a sudden you feel really hungry or you feel really thirsty. Some people have unexplained weight gain or unexplained weight loss. So either you start eating extra, like you're literally eating for 4 people, or you just won't feel like eating at all. Certain foods you just completely lose your appetite for. Foods you'll be more likely to eat would be things that hold on to dead energy. So dead energy would be things like meat, non-veg, eggs, alcohol, anything like that would be holding on to dead energy, and that's what you'll crave more. Another thing would be that you know, you feel your body parts are becoming very tense, very tight. Your muscles become very tense, very tight. Your memory can become hazy. You can start, you know, forgetting things and forgetting certain, even have lapses of time that go missing, and you think, I don't remember doing that, or I don't remember speaking to this person, or I don't remember driving from that area to that area. I know I got from work to home, but I don't know how I got home. So you wouldn't actually remember your journey, which is quite, you know, it can be quite scary, quite daunting. But these are just literally basic symptoms of negative energy, of dark energy. Now there are serious symptoms as well, which are a bit more stronger. And these tend to happen when the effects of the negative energy are becoming a lot more rooted, a lot more powerful. So that's when the energy becomes stronger. So those symptoms would be like when you're dreaming of reptiles, or you're dreaming of, like, say, spiders, scorpions, crows, dogs, snakes, those sorts of animals. And you know, you'll have a lot of dreams about, say, broken limbs or torn limbs. You'll probably see blood in your dreams, which is definitely not a good sign. For women, you'll dream that maybe you've just had a miscarriage, or you'll dream that you're on your period and your clothes are dirty. You know, for men, you'll dream that you've been wounded, you're hurt, you can't walk, you can't speak properly, you can't see properly. So both male and females both can have these sorts of dreams. You'll see black dots when you wake up. So as soon as you wake up in the morning, what you'll notice around you, sometimes you'll see like black dots or some sort of geometrical shapes around you, which means that the negative energy has increased. Also, what happens, and this tends to happen a lot more in females, I've noticed, rather than males, is that your stomach becomes very bloated. So it's almost like you're pregnant, but you're not. But it's just the way that your stomach bloats up, and you think, well, I've not been eating so much bread or starchy foods or anything, so it doesn't make sense why my stomach's like this. But it will only happen like around that area, like near the navel area of the stomach, where it kind of literally just bloats up. And if you touch your stomach, it wouldn't feel soft. It will feel a bit stiff, like almost like it's like a ball or something. Like it will feel very stiff. It wouldn't be like pudgy, if that makes sense. So then you'll know that, okay, something isn't right. Another symptom would be that you'll have headaches. Your eyes could hurt, your eyesight could get very weak, you could have a lot of headaches. Your dreams, your dreams may feel as if they're being invaded by other entities or energies. So you might receive messages in your dreams like, oh, don't talk to her, or he's a horrible person. So spiteful, negative messages, and you think, where's that coming from? from, or who's saying that to me, but it's almost like someone's forcing you to do something which is not good for you or not right for you, and you're receiving some negative messages in your dream. Another symptom would be sleep paralysis, which I will speak about in much more detail about a lot of these symptoms in separate segments or separate shows as well. A lot of the victims of black magic have also shared with me that we've had dreams or nightmares where they said that they have been raped in their dreams or sexually assaulted in their dreams, and these are quite often that they have those dreams, and when they wake up they feel as if like they have been violated, and there are physical symptoms to prove that there have been that something isn't right. But obviously if you go to the GP, you go to the doctor, you go to other people, you try to explain to somebody, nobody wants to really listen to you, because it's a bit difficult to comprehend, it's difficult to believe that something like this is going on. Another symptom would be that your complexion becomes very dull, and it can become quite dark, so quite dull, so as in like there's no moisture left in your skin, there's no glow left in your skin. So that can happen as well. Also you could see like grey or like smoky energy around you, or greyness around you. Even in front of your eyes, sometimes you feel as if like it's a bit foggy, so you wouldn't be able to see clearly at all times. And all of a sudden you may start having an increase in pains of pins and needles. So pins and needles is basically when your hand or your foot goes to sleep, or if you've been putting so much pressure on a certain part of your body, and all of a sudden you get up and then it's all of a sudden you get pins and needles, and you have to kind of rub your hands or do something to make the energy come back again or make the blood flow again. But with this symptom you just get pins and needles quite a lot, so it happens very often. Even if you're moving around, even then you'll get it quite strongly. Some people even feel itching, burning on their whole body as well, and some people feel as if they're being poked by either pins or they're being poked like by needles in certain parts of their body, and it will just come for a short while and then it will stop, but it's almost like you'll feel that little prick, that something's really pricked you, and it will be painful, so you will notice it quite often. Another thing is that you may start seeing shadows, or maybe you feel or sense a shadow around you, or maybe at the corner of your eye you may see shadows. When the symptoms become even stronger, then some people can hear like crackling sounds, thumping sounds coming from walls. They will come from mirrors, closets, your basement, your attics, like different areas of the house. You'll hear like thumping, or as if somebody's walking, those sorts of sounds, and that just shows that there's extensive paranormal energies or entities around you. And what you'll also have is a lot of accidents. You'll notice that whether it's with your car you have accidents, or you fall, you trip, but there's loads of accidents, loads of things going wrong. Another thing that you will notice is that it will be difficult for you to sit still or stand still. Your body would either be shivering or you'll be like moving quite a bit, but it's going to be difficult for you to be still. Even when you go to sleep, you'll keep tossing and turning, but it's not going to be easy for you to have like some rest or stay in one position for too long. You'll find that suffocating, or you'll find it very, very difficult. It's something which is not right. And some of the symptoms that are very strong, that are associated with men in particular, would be that they'll start drinking alcohol very strongly, they'll start smoking, and maybe start taking drugs as well. So any sort of substance abuse becomes quite excessive, becomes quite strong, and they'll get more attached to negative sort of energy. So it could be like pornography, or wrong sort of explicit sort of websites and groups and whatnot, and they'll start watching wrong things where their mind is not stable anymore. Their mind goes more towards violence and aggressive behavior, so there's no love or respect in that behavior. It's more violent and aggressive. So that's the sort of nature that attracts them. Also they'll have excessive mood swings, anger, You won't enjoy your work anymore. Your dreams will be quite negative, and there could be a lot of once again, a lot of kind of sexual dreams where there's discharge. And your energy, you just won't feel as if it's right. And also what you may notice is that you are losing a lot of hair. Your hair starts graying, or you start actually losing your hair, and you start aging quite quickly. And with women, the symptoms are slightly different. With women, what they'll notice is that they get hyperpigmentation, where their skin starts getting a bit discolored, and you'll notice that you start having some bruising, and this bruising normally takes place around like your thighs, around your private areas, on your arms, and other parts of the body that are normally hidden in like during the daytime. So you'll notice that either like bluey grey marks would come, or there's bruises around you. You may feel or sense that you have dreams where you are being sexually assaulted or raped by spirits or demons in your dreams as well. You may notice that with your periods, like things may be very irregular. You might get very painful periods, or it could be a heavy loss of blood, and the blood could be quite dark when you are affected by negative energy as well. But basically your hormones are all disturbed, they're all over the place, so it's quite common if someone's affected by negative energy for this period not to be like on time or not to be right. It's quite common for them to be disturbed. Another thing would be not being able to hold a pregnancy, which results in miscarriages, and also it can cause you to be very, very fearsome, very, very anxious about so many things. So you'll worry about everything, you'll have a fear about everything, hair loss, hair falling out. And what you may also notice is that you'll start getting wrinkles quite quickly, you age quite quickly, and there'll be some sort of like a hyperpigmentation on your face as well, and your hair gets very discolored, so you start getting white hair or grey hair quite fast, which is definitely not a good sign. Now, when all of this negative energy comes to a very strong point, like when it's at its highest stage, then the person's personality completely changes, regardless if they're male, female, adult, young or old, or whichever age group, or whoever they are. When this negative energy gets to an extreme level, then it can cause a change in your personality, even the way that your eyes tend to change. Normally a relative of the person, or a person who's living with the person who's been affected by negative energy, they recognize the change. The person themselves, they don't recognize the change, but somebody else who's living with them, they recognize the change. Like this lady got in touch with me, and her husband was affected by negative energy, and his eyes literally used to change, and it was like almost as if like they're completely round when he used to be attacked by this demonic entity. So your eyes do change, the shape of your face changes, your voice changes, and it's really strange how much the voice changes. Sometimes it's like that's not that person's voice. It's like I've spoken to that person before, and I know what his voice is like or her voice is like, and it completely changes. That person can have a loss of awareness, loss of consciousness. When it gets extremely like very extreme, then it can cause like suicidal attempts as well, or like self-destructive steps that the person takes, like consuming loads of alcohol, taking loads of drugs, anything to self-destruct, quitting your job, not speaking to the family, moving out the house, and living rough on the streets. You'll start doing anything and everything to self-destruct. Because that body starts to then erode, and then even your organs start to give up on you. Your kidneys in particular, your liver, they can be affected in quite a strong negative way as well. Also, you may notice a lot of substance abuse, and also heart problems as well. And that would mean stronger treatments from the doctors. And sleep paralysis is something which is quite common that happens. Up until today, doctors really don't have a solution for sleep paralysis. They don't know what it is, they don't know where it comes from. But God forbid, if you have been affected by any of these types of symptoms, and you feel that you are a victim of a black magic or negative energy, and you feel that maybe I can help you in any way whatsoever, then quickly do get in touch with me. The reading I would recommend for yourself would be a spiritual energy reading. Once we've done the spiritual energy reading for you, we've checked everything for you in detail, then we can see what the best way forward for you is, and hopefully we will be able to find a solution. But please don't leave it too late. Try to get help sooner rather than later, and I'll do my best to help you in every way that I can. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching. Stay blessed, stay strong, and I'll speak to you guys soon. God bless you.